Welcome back, friends. If you haven't been here before, I am Susan Clifton and I'm here in my Baca studio, which is in Pompano Beach, Florida. Today I'm going to show you how I finish off my paintings, these large paintings here, after they've been photographed. I always have it photographed before I put on the gloss varnish because I get a better quality photograph. So keep that in mind. Anyway, if you want to see how I finish off and get a nice, almost like oil type finish, stay tuned. Okay, so I don't really use varnish, or at least it doesn't say varnish on the label. Well, it used to be called golden polymer varnish. As you can see, this is a really old container, even the cap broke. But it is now, from what I understand, just called golden gloss medium. And it is kind of thick, and I think it's self-leveling, but I thin it down like 50-50. So 50% of the gloss varnish and 50% water, just to thin it down so I don't get like obvious brush marks. And I actually had somebody ask me at an event once, another artist, if I was using oil, because the finish kind of had that oil painting look to it. Okay, so I'm going to point the camera down so you can watch. I do use a sponge brush because too many times my brush, even though I was using a good quality brush, it left a little brush hair in the painting, and I don't want that. So, and I'm going to give this probably 2 coats. My brush barely fits in there, but we're gonna do just fine here. So sometimes I see bubbles when I'm doing this, but don't worry about it. They usually come out before it dries. I guess it's part of the leveling process. This is especially important to do over something like a collage, which is what this painting is. Okay, so I'm going to leave this to dry, and I'm also going to make sure, I'm going to look it over carefully and make sure it didn't leave any pieces of my foam brush in there or anything like that. If you're using a regular brush, like I used to use a gesso brush, I would always have to really carefully check to make sure it didn't leave any little hairs somewhere in there. So here it is. This is after 2 coats that are completely dry. I also did the sides, and I'm trying to bounce the light off a little bit so that you can see. It's a very subtle gloss. It's not super glossy, but a really nice finish. All right, well, thank you, friends. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate your time. I hope you got some valuable information from here. This polymer gloss medium, or gloss medium, whatever they're calling it these days, is really a nice finish. And you really should put something over any of your artwork, whether you're doing a pouring painting. That dries kind of really super matte, and the colors all just kind of get dull. You put this on there, a couple of coats, it adds a little bit of gloss without too much gloss, and it also makes all the colors pop. So, and it's also UV protecting it. It's really the easiest non-toxic way to add a coating to the top of your painting. So I hope you give it a try. I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.